Hey everybody, and welcome to Collider's Top 5 Most Anticipated Movies from Warner Brothers. Joining me once again, I'm thrilled to introduce Mark Ellis.
Boy, did you sell that line well, Ashley. It is Warner Brothers Day here at Collider, kids. That means we're going to be taking you guys through their entire release slate for the year 2016. And I know DC fans, you're very excited to talk about those movies. So are we. We'll get to those films. But there's some other movies in here that it seems like Warner Brothers might be launching new franchises with. We can't wait to tell you guys all about it. Before we hit the top 5, here's the rest of the movies that are coming out from Warner Brothers this year. Ashley, what do we got first?
Well, this first one you might know a little something about, and it's actually How to Be Single.
Oh, hey. Well, yeah, I do.
New York City is full of lonely hearts seeking the right match, and what Alice, Robin, Lucy, Meg, Tom, and David all have in common is the need to learn how to be single in a world filled with ever-evolving definitions of love. The movie arrives just before Valentine's Day and stars Dakota Johnson, Alison Brie, Rebel Wilson, and Leslie Mann. Next up, Midnight Special. A father and son go on the run after the dad learns his child possesses special powers. It's the latest in the line of critically acclaimed collaborations between Michael Shannon and director Jeff Nichols.
And this is a movie I cannot wait to check out and learn more exactly about what the plot of this film is, because unlike previous Jeff Nichols and Michael Shannon collaborations, this is anything but a two-man show. Adam Driver's in this, Joel Edgerton, Kristen Dunst, and the kid is almost like, it's like he's a mutant and he can do weird things, and so the government's looking after him. A number of people are on the trail, and it's up to the father to protect the son. It's going to be a story that has multiple layers. Can't wait to see it.
Next up, Barbershop, The Next Cut. It's been almost 10 years since our last appointment at Calvin's Barbershop. Calvin and his longtime crew are still there, but the shop has undergone some major changes. Most noticeably, our once male-dominated sanctuary is now co-ed. Ice Cube and Cedric the Entertainer are joined by Nicki Minaj on April 15th. Next, Going in Style. In director Zach Braff's new movie, 3 retirees plan a bank heist. Audiences will see if Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, and Christopher Lloyd all can pull it off on May 6th.
And look, I didn't know a lot about this movie before we were talking about these descriptions, but if you throw those 3 actors in there, particularly Christopher Lloyd, where's that dude been? Doc Brown from Back to the Future. He got in the DeLorean and he's back in movies again, so now I am automatically excited to see, I don't even know the name of it, Going in Style. Check it out this May.
This May. Yes,
yeah,
this May.
Got it.
Next up, Me Before You. On June 3rd, a girl in a small town forms an unlikely bond with a recently paralyzed man she's taking care of. Game of Thrones' Emilia Clarke and Sam Claflin from The Hunger Games will star. Next up, The Conjuring 2. Lorraine and Ed Warren are back in this haunting tale. They travel to North London to help a single mother raising 4 children alone in a house plagued by malicious spirits. The horror film opens on June 10th. And
look, I'm a huge horror fan, so the franchise name alone can get me in. I loved the first Conjuring movie so much. It was such a fun, bombastic horror movie set in a haunted house. So now we're going to North London, and it's the Warrens, who are pretty much superheroes fighting ghosts at this point. The trailer didn't lock me into exactly what the tone of this film is going to be, so obviously I'm intrigued to check it out. Ashley, did you ever see the first Conjuring?
Of course I did, and we're getting the return of James Wan, who is like a horror god, so I'm super freaking stoked to see
I love
this.
talking to anybody who saw the first Conjuring, because all you have to do is to freak them out.
Next up, Central Intelligence. After he reunites with an old pal through Facebook, a mild-mannered accountant played by Kevin Hart is lured into the world of international espionage. Luckily, his old pal is played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The unlikely duo hope to save the day on June 17th. Next, The Legend of Tarzan. July 1st, we get The Legend of Tarzan. He's acclimated to life in London, but he gets called back to his former home in the jungle. The legendary ape-man is played by Alexander Skarsgård, and the David Yates film also features Margot Robbie, Christoph Waltz, and Samuel L. Jackson.
And look, if I'll tell you this, if the prospect of a new Tarzan movie doesn't grab you immediately, and you look at that cast and director David Yates, and you're still not sold, check out the trailer. Do yourselves a favor, because I was the same way. It's like, oh wait, so Tarzan is now, he has like a business, or he like knows how to wear suits and stuff, and it's like Jungle to Jungle, where he's got to go back to his like ape-man roots. The trailer is phenomenal. I was surprised by it, so now it's automatically one of my most anticipated movies of the entire summer, and not just because here around the Collider office, Ashley is known for doing a great Tarzan yell.
Me, Tarzan. You, Jane.
That's actually right.
Next up, Lights Out. A woman is haunted by a creature that only appears when the lights go out. Teresa Palmer stars in the feature adaptation of the 2013 short film Lights Out by David Sandberg. The feature-length version hits theaters July 22nd. Next up, Arms and the Dudes. On August 19th, Jonah Hill and Miles Teller play two stoner arms dealers based on the infamous Rolling Stones article. Comedy director Todd Phillips will be behind the camera.
And this is one of those films where you have a nice comedy pairing with Jonah Hill and Miles Teller, and the premise is true. You have these two stoners who became international arms dealers, but what really sells me on this movie is director Todd Phillips. He's done Old School, he's done a number of really funny comedies, so having him behind the camera, I trust this movie a lot more.
Next up, Sully. September 9th brings us the true story of American pilot Chesley Sully Sullenberger, who heroically landed a troubled aircraft full of passengers on the Hudson River. But the storm was yet to come, a storm which could ruin the life of a hero. Clint Eastwood directs Tom Hanks as the pilot. Next we have Storks. Andy Samberg, Kelsey Grammer, and Key and Peele headline an all-star cast in the animated Storks. No longer in the baby delivering service, one stork must become a hero after accidentally activating the dormant baby making machine.
You heard it, baby making machine. It actually exists in the world of storks. So what happened is they got out of the baby game and now they just have this online delivery service. So they're kind of like storks that work for Amazon. But there's a baby making machine that is still at the plant. One of them hits it by accident. It makes a human girl, so they have to find parents for it. It sounds silly and ridiculous, but it also kind of sounds fun.
It does. It sounds cute, too.
Yeah, I mean, I always wondered about storks, like they're dropping off babies, so it's like, okay, how else? Is that the only way that babies ever came about?
Is that what your mom told you?
There's rumors of other ways, and I'm just curious if this movie will explore any of those. I haven't heard anything.
Next up, The Accountant. On October 7th, a forensic accountant uncooks the books for illicit clients in the Gavin O'Connor thriller. Anna Kendrick, Ben Affleck, and John Bernthal star. Next up, Bastards. Upon learning that their mother was lying to them for years about their allegedly deceased father, two fraternal twin brothers hit the road in order to find him. Owen Wilson and Ed Helms play the twins in the comedy, opening wide November 4th. Next up, Chicken Soup for the Soul. The smash hit self-help novel will be a major motion picture. Little is known about the plot or the cast, but we do know it will arrive just in time for Christmas on December 16th.
And look, you can make a movie about anything these days. I've never read Chicken Soup for the Soul. I have no idea if it actually is worthy in the self-help genre. Have you explored that
I feel like every girl I know read that in freshman year of high school. I didn't personally, but it was a really popular book.
So everybody else is reading it, so why didn't you? You didn't?
Because they were telling me what it was about, and they just, they helped me inadvertently, like indirectly.
All right, so all your friends are going to see the movie, and then they're going to tell you about the movie, too.
Yeah.
Sounds fair to me. I mean, look, the movie has its work cut out for it. It's opening against a little film you might have heard of called Star Wars Rogue One. It's the first in the Star Wars anthology story series. So, look, it's a great counter-programming for a big space opera like Star Wars.
And now our top 5 most anticipated Warner Brothers films of 2016. First up, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The adventures of writer Newt Scamander in New York's secret community of witches and wizards, 70 years before Harry Potter reads his book in school. Eddie Redmayne stars in the Thanksgiving release, directed by Potter veteran David Yates.
And this has all the right moves so far because it is set in the Harry Potter universe. It's a prequel, but it's not the bad word prequel because we're not going back to like Harry Potter as a fetus. We got 70 years back in time. Totally different adventure, but in a universe that we all love and a universe that made lots and lots of dough at the box office. Newt Scamander, Ashley, is what you call, I don't know, you went to college, so did I.
I actually did, yes.
Did they offer as a major, potentially, the magizoology?
I was actually debating between theater and magizoology.
Which means you can cast spells and you can control animals somewhat. So, look, I haven't read the source material, but it sounds like a fascinating premise. Comes out of Thanksgiving. David Yates is a guy who knows his way around the Harry Potter universe. This is going to be a monster hit.
At number 4, Keanu. The genius minds behind Key and Peele make it to the big screen April 22nd, and this adventure sees friends hatching a plot to retrieve a stolen cat by posing as gang drug dealers.
You heard her right, folks, and the trailer for Keanu just dropped, and I watched it right before we went live on air. It is hysterical, as you would expect from the comedy geniuses known as Key and Peele. Their sketch show on Comedy Central was a great hit. I loved watching it. Seeing this come to life, it just warms my heart, and it made me laugh a lot. The kitty is, you know how I feel about cats.
Meow.
They're just the cutest things ever. This cat is so cute that they have to go rescue. You actually are like, yeah, I don't care how many humans have to get in the way, but we can get them all done and killed as long as we rescue Keanu, the beautiful, adorable cat.
At number 3, The Nice Guys. A private eye investigates the apparent suicide of a fading porn star in the 1970s in Los Angeles and uncovers a conspiracy. The comedy opens on May 20th, is directed by Shane Black, and stars Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
In this trailer, too, not a lot was known about Nice Guys. They released a still photo that you saw of Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, and it's like, that's an odd pairing. Then we saw the trailer. We realized that Shane Black is the guy behind the camera. And say whatever you want about the end of Iron Man 3. I thought the first half of it was tremendous, and that had that Shane Black comedy and action that you want to see in other movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So this definitely, while it doesn't involve a cute kitty that we're aware of, it at least is going to be a tale that probably has a lot of laughs.
At number 2, Suicide Squad. A secret government agency recruits imprisoned supervillains to execute dangerous Black Ops missions in exchange for clemency. The trailers have us buzzing about the all-star cast, and we'll see if all the hype is worth it on August 5th.
Yeah, Will Smith and Margot Robbie are just the tip of the iceberg when you're talking about all these bad guys going on a mission to do something that's going to help save us from even eviler people. I love the idea, and it looks like this movie is going to have a little bit of a sense of humor to it, a wink and a nod, something that previous DC films like Man of Steel and maybe even Batman v Superman just don't have as much. I think it's a great play for DC to get this film out. And director David Ayer, when he went to Comic-Con, seemed so excited about bringing this property to the big screen. And yes, Ashley, we will get a look.
I was just about to say that.
You're a huge Jared Leto fan. You
You
saw the trailer. You've seen those still images. Do you think he pulls off the Joker as well as anybody you've ever seen?
I'm so excited for this because not once did I think of any other Joker. And that was what I was kind of worried about. And this new take on the Joker, not only is he sexy, but he looks psychotic too.
You know what? We could combine Joker fantasies. And what if this Joker took you to courtside tickets like Jack Nicholson has at the Lakers?
Stop it right now. Oh my gosh. Dreams come true. You never know. Anything could happen.
You have to be an expert magizoologist
to
pull something like that off.
And at number 1, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Fearing the actions of Superman are left unchecked, Batman takes on Superman while the world wrestles with what kind of a hero it really needs. Guys, you've seen the trailers and geeked out over the recent TV spots, so we know where you'll be March 25th.
Guys, ladies, animals, cute kittens named Keanu, everybody is dying to see how this fight between Batman and Superman goes down. Now look, the trailers, maybe they gave away a little bit too much. Maybe we didn't need to see them uniting at the end of one of the trailers, but look, we don't know if that even is a real part of the movie, if they're going to be going up against Doomsday. Now there's talk about Darkseid being in it. There's so much action and so much hype for this movie building up the Justice League. I'm hoping we get a good dose of just two of everybody's favorite superheroes of all time doing battle. We have Superman. He's the alien that a lot of people respect, but Bruce Wayne fears, and this isn't your daddy's Bruce Wayne. This is a Bruce Wayne that's older, that's grizzled, that's coming out of retirement. It's like Brett Favre playing for the Vikings. Batman. This is who we've always wanted to see. We finally get it. March 25th. Cannot get here fast enough.
And there you have it, our top 5 most anticipated Warner Brothers releases of 2016. But we want to know what you guys think, so hop on in the comment section and make sure you let us know.
Thank you for checking out our buff packs in this vid, and make sure you guys subscribe to Collider Video on YouTube and bookmark collider.com for all the latest in movie news. For the incredible Miss Ashley Mova, I am merely Mark Ellis. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time.
That's all, folks.